YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Melyssa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Hate to see you with a goddamn meat muncher. Now, ever since Drake dropped his album on Friday, everybody has been going crazy about this one particular song called Gimme a Hug. Mainly because Drake dissed Joe Budden on that record by bigging up Melyssa Ford. Joe did not seem to care about Drake dissing him on that record. If you guys watched the last video, Joe pretty much ignored it and really didn't pay it too much mind. He actually enjoyed a good part of the album and even said that Drake was going to do a decent amount of sales.
Big up the woman up here. Put her on the pedestal that she belongs on.
For sure.
And then, you know.
I was happy you did that.
I was extremely happy.
I was happy.
Extremely.
That's what the fuck should be happening out there.
Yeah.
You heard? Big Mel.
Big Mel.
Legend from the 6. Hate to see you with a dick sucker. Stop. That shit fucked me. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't like that.
Word gonna get around that it ain't but so much party on here. And I think if that word get around, like I said, I think that boy could sell a CD full of farts. I'm going between 180 and 250.
So there wasn't really any spite or ill will towards Drake about the diss. But Melyssa Ford, on the other hand, has been using that diss to basically promote herself. Fans noticed that not only did Melyssa Ford add the song on her Instagram profile, but she's now using the Drake shoutouts as a promotion tool.
Summer, Melyssa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Shit about to be a lit summer. Melyssa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Melyssa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Melyssa Ford, you a legend from...
A lot of Joe Budden podcast fans and just Joe Budden fans in general are not happy with Melyssa Ford. They feel like she's not being loyal to Joe Budden by pretty much promoting the song that's dissing him on it. Not only that, but she's also falling for Drake's tactic to divide and conquer. People feel like Drake is a master manipulator, and this is just one of the many tricks that Drake has to split up the podcast. Joe is not only your boss, but he's also a very good friend to you. If somebody dissed you on a podcast or on a song, there's no way Joe Budden is going to be using it as a promotion tool.
That is exactly what I told her last night. I said, girl, you've been hating on Mel since day one. Before she opened her mouth and ever said a word, you've been a hater. It looked like a hater. And even if you think you got a valid point right now, you just look like a hating ass bitch. So if you want to look like that, go ahead. But
Joe, is that what you told her?
You got 10 days, girl, because that tree will fall on you.
So people feel like this is Mel's way of getting back at Joe for all the past times that they've gotten into it on the podcast. You even had media personality Jason Lee, who used to work with Melyssa Ford on his own podcast. Jason came out in support of Melyssa Ford using that song to promote herself. He said, "I'm glad Melyssa Ford is getting her flowers. I saw them disrespecting her on the pod. Even when we disagreed, I never did that." Hey, listen, Jason, you know exactly what you're doing, brother. But alright, man, I'm gonna let you cook. Now, let's have an honest conversation. I want you guys to really use your brain and think about it for a second here. Do you guys really think Melyssa Ford will be promoting this record if she never spoke with Joe and got the okay to actually use it? She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows that by using that Drake shoutout, it's going to get her media coverage. It's going to get people talking because of Joe's beef with Drake. Melyssa Ford admitted on the podcast that this was not the first or second or third time that Drake has given her a shout out on the record. So she's not just fangirling because Drake said her name on the song. The way I look at it, this is just her way of getting her name and profile up in social media. She's also going to be starting up season 2 of her podcast, so why not try to use this moment where you got a shout outs from one of the biggest rappers in the game right now and take advantage of it?
I'm not sure if you all heard that my podcast, before episode 1, is featured on Apple Podcasts' top trailers. Yeah.
She's well aware of the back and forth beef between Joe Budden and Drake, and she would never put her podcast job in jeopardy. If Joe was never okay with being dissed on that record, there's no way Melyssa Ford is using this to promote herself. And also keep in mind, it's also going to boost up the ratings and numbers for the next episode of Joe Budden's podcast. Because everybody's going to tune in to see Joe Budden have a fake confrontation with Melyssa Ford about the song. So everybody just calm down with the outrage and understand that you're being trolled right now. You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys take offense to Melyssa Ford using Drake's diss on Joe Budden to promote herself on social media? Maybe putting the song in her Instagram bio is a little bit too far from me. But other than that, I have no issues with it. Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.